join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, short day today. First on the agenda is approve the minutes of October 7th, 2024 as written.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Moved by Thompson, seconded by Meeks. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Next is miscellaneous motions. Move to authorize director chairman to sign Coffee County payroll notice for Adriana Kirk, new hire, jail, corrections, 1, wage classification 30-9, starting pay of $21.88.
I'll second.
Moved by McCurry, seconded by Meeks. Any discussion?
The only, because it is a 30-9, starting out, higher than a beginning. I talked to Angie, she works under Tom, and this lady has come from Lyon County, got huge amounts of qualifications, even qualified to teach, to be a teacher to some of the events that they go to, and specific reason why she's coming to Coffee County, maybe a little bit of an issue in the jail there, Lyon County, but Angie didn't go into much detail. So that's the reason I'll go ahead and I approve it myself, so.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. That concludes our miscellaneous motions for today. We will go to River City Construction for our weekly update.
Thank you. Start off with the change order log that I've given you all as request from last week. As I stated on the back, it's got the totals. Got the amount of proposals submitted. There's 2 of them rejected. Still, the amount approved. That amount approved includes the ones in yellow that are approved by GGA and that are to be approved by you all in the future. So that's where the total comes to, that 366 remaining rather than the 386 there, a couple lines down on the remaining contingency. Those are, that remaining contingency line is what has been approved by you all only. And then there, as far as the allowances, there has not been any change since the original few. I think we had a little bit of weather contingency, or weather allowance, and the unsuitable soils, I believe, have been the main ones we've used, or the only ones we've used, I believe, without looking back at that. Any questions on that?
So with what is left, I mean, we've still got some ifs down here, clear from 34 on to 48,
Yes.
that are kind of lurking in the background that you all are kind of maybe seeing a potential issue later on.
Putting pricing together on a lot of them. I know PR10 was one we had. I'm revising. There was a number I had to revise. That one is a larger one. I think it was 30-ish, 30-ish thousand. A couple of them I'm still waiting on numbers on. The parking, I'm waiting on the asphalt price. The perimeter fix was the one that the back of angle was shown wrong, and we had to correct that. That one was all handled out in the field on time and material tickets. Waiting on those final numbers. They finished it up a few weeks ago. The hardware one is one that we've been tracking as well. Have a large credit from the card reader system that we had in the drawings, but the offsetting cost in that one will be buying them, or the county buying them, or providing the cost for me. I think Brad is the one that is going to provide those for us, since they're the ones that buy them for the county already. So I'm not real sure where that one's going to end up. Still waiting on that hardware cost. A couple of these other ones, like I said, waiting on a few numbers, but we do have a few that'll offset it. That PR, that very bottom one, 48, should be, I would think, a nice credit back to you all. There's a few here and there. We're trying to
But you're not
offset
seeing
everything.
you're not seeing any alerts as running out of contingency fund
Not as of now.
money.
Been monitoring. Like I said, I'd like to get all these in so we know exactly where we're at, but not of concern at this moment.
Which I do remember the Sally Port was more of an owner change versus a contingency change.
Correct. And
So
similar,
there would be another 80-ish thousand
Right.
we could put over towards
Yeah,
the budget of the jail.
the specs weren't right on it.
Right.
it's similar to PR-14. That one was more request of items they've seen on the drawings that, hey, we don't want these lockers here, or stuff like that. We wanted to change the office,
Yeah.
the storage room to an office type items, add windows and doors where they weren't. More requests that have been seen after the fact. But we've carried all of those so far in our contingency.
But as far as contingency funds go, we're doing very well with it, and we still have the 88,000 that.
Correct. Rough numbers, I ran them last week, I think, roughly, we were at about 51% remaining contingency, without some of these items still in there, obviously, but fairly, I mean, we're a little over 50%. And hopefully it slows down. We got the biggest part done. We're not changing much besides interior fit out stuff now.
Right.
On to the schedule. Roofing on the high west roof should be finishing up this week. Unfortunately, we've had some good weather for them, nice dry weather. Unfortunately for you all, but it's been good for construction. They've been able to rock and roll on the roof. They actually got a little farther than they thought they would last week. Got it pretty well rolled out. They're just mainly working on the detailing starting this week. The EFS is, I don't know if you all got to drive around Friday, I believe, is when they got the final coat on the west side at high EFS. They're going to run it down to a reveal on the west and the north, so they don't have to come back and put scaffold up. They can just hit everything from the ground. So that is finished coat on that, and then same will be on the north. And then the exterior brick is chasing them around. They've been running the south out, and they're gonna, by the time they get around the south and the Sally Port, they will be following the jail cells up on the north, and hopefully be able to close that in here mid to the end of November, start of December. Our interior metal framing, they've got a good start on level 1. The sheriff's office is pretty well complete. Framing wise, they're working on MEP rough-in. The electricians and plumbers have been in there for about a week, roughing in walls so we can get our ductwork and everything hung and start topping out the hallways and everything so they can start in there. And they've been roughing in the jail areas. They've got a pretty good start on the ductwork. Our sprinkler fitter was here about a week and a half now, getting all that hung, and then the plumbing and everybody's going to follow back out, get ahead of the ductwork, or the jail cells coming in I believe the week of the 11th is the scheduled date for them. Be looking forward to that big delivery, big milestone there. Other than that, we're mainly roughing. A lot of behind the scenes work right now.
Yeah.
Huge amount of scaffolding on that west wall.
They threw it up quick.
Thursday or Friday, I forget what day I went around there, but my gosh, that scaffolding all the way to the top.
Yes, they're looking forward to getting that down. They don't want to come back and work off of it. Just the mobilization, we had, didn't have them figured quite as fast as what they worked. So we had to figure something out with those guys. They've been doing very well. And we'll have a majority as the EFS besides the on-grade stuff, which in the, at the bidding process, we opted to use a high-impact mesh on that EFS for everything. I believe it was from the door height down, so it'll be a high-impact mesh behind that. Take a little more abuse. We don't expect much, but that was to allow it to go a little earlier than and not get beat up potentially. But hopefully we don't have any issues. Other than that, it's all pretty well going interior.
Things seems to be going very well. We've been pretty fortunate that we haven't had big ticket item changes.
Yeah.
Proper pre-planning.
And I'm hopefully, with Wade's schedule allowing, I'd like to go over those few change orders and the pay app this week, so hopefully you all have at least the pay app, next week, hopefully. I know the subs would like to see that. But I appreciate, you all, it's been a quick turnaround, the payment process has gone great, so we appreciate that.
And you guys have held up your end too.
I appreciate it.
Well.
Yeah, really well.
Yeah.
You guys are a good group.
Thank you, we appreciate it. We've had a great group of subs.
That always helps, doesn't it?
It does. That's conversation always come up, how the out-of-town work's going. I said, if it wasn't for the job, or if the job was going anywhere, or not going as well as it is, it would be a lot worse, a lot harder to come out here.
Right.
And the people, but, yeah, it's been going very good.
Good.
Smooth, for once, it's nice.
And ideal weather.
Yes.
Other than some heat,
They like the cooler temperatures, but it's been dry, unfortunately. I could see a little rain on the weekends, wouldn't hurt, but.
Yeah.
Or at night.
One of these days, it always does.
Right. I know people ain't gonna like what I hear, but right now, the way the weather is, we're better off just to have about 8 or 10 days of dry weather, get that bean harvest on with, and then we can need
A lot of them are started at home too.
I'll bet they are.
Yeah.
It's kind of just different driving, see it all out here. You all were way early
Yeah.
compared to
Yeah.
everybody at home. It's kind of funny to see.
You don't have to drive that far for it to be
Yeah.
different harvest.
Change. Yeah.
No.
There's enough moisture in that skirt to bring this wheat up.
Oh, yeah.
I know there's cereal rye that we've got 3 or 4 producers down in the Leroy area plant a huge amount of cereal rye, and either followed up with ensilage or followed up with cattle grazing, and that stuff gets landed on top. It's done a pretty good job coming up.
That's what we were talking about this weekend, trying to get something in behind the beans, but I don't know, it's been pretty dry. It's hard to.
Of course, you can get wheat in and let the dust and it.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. No, any other questions or anything?
I think we're good, sir.
Perfect. Thank you all.
Very much.
Thanks for Well, as I said prior to the meeting, I have to leave at 10 o'clock straight up. I gotta meet with the McPherson County, commissioners as well today, so.
You want to go over these
Go over.
applications?
Yeah, I mean, we can do a short, executive session to,
We want to include Rhonda.
Yeah.
I think so.
is Rhonda available? I'm sure she is.
Want me to go call her? Or you better?
Well, I don't know.
Not that the same morning. So let her go in that room.
Okay. You'll be okay.
And
You looked at them.
I did look at them, and I put them in number,
That was I had Rhonda.
Hello?
Rhonda, Tom,
Uh-huh.
hey, you got time to do an executive session with us here in a little bit?
Sure. What
Okay,
time?
oh, here in the next few minutes.
Okay.
she can just stay down there. She can just meet us down
Just
there.
hang out down there and we'll pick you up on
Okay.
the way.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
What do we want, 20 minutes?
Every bit of.
I think 20 would be adequate to, we're a good start.
Get it written up, but
Okay.
you know what it is. Okay, bye.
Oh, these Detroit Lions go spanking on the Cowboys.
They did. Holy smoke. I didn't watch the end of last night's game. I don't know who won yet. It was San Francisco and. I can't. Cincinnati Bengals and somebody else, can't remember. Detroit Lions, maybe. No?
I guess we're just discussing.
Lions won, so I don't remember.
Oh, they thumped them.
Who'd they play against?
Dallas.
Dallas, yeah.
They
Dallas
just
got
got
thumped,
all
yeah.
occasions.
That's the best
They
seed.
got-
And then how with their horns turned down?
Like to see that go about 0-16.
Wow, Don.
Well, that's.
Tell us how you really feel.
That ownership.
Oh, I know.
17-7.
Don't hold back now.
Obviously KSA is 1.
It's about the same way there.
Motion to enter executive session for 20 minutes to include each of the commissioners and interim economic development director, Rhonda Truelove, to discuss economic development applications.
So moved.
I'll second. Moved by Huguet, seconded by McCurry. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We will enter at 9:19 for 20 minutes.
You got anything for us?
Figured while I was here.
You gotta leave straight up.
I gotta leave at 10, so to recap the last executive session, only action taken is on economic development applications. We narrowed it down for 3 applicants to start interviewing the week after next Monday. I don't know what day it is. Rhonda's gonna contact,
28.
applicant 1, 2, and 5. Applicants 1, 2, and 5. We'll start at 1 o'clock interviewing. So, that's where we're at. You got an executive session?
On the 28th.
Yes. Yes. We was gonna do it next week, but Steve's gonna be gone next Monday, so we want everybody present. It can be.
We got checks and vouchers that day too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything for round table, so.
I would have had a payout to present today, but I wasn't gonna be here because I was gonna be in training. I've been training Thursday and Friday in Kansas City. I have a sick animal I'm dealing with, so I apologize for my being dressed down, but.
Okay.
Well,
Just one time.
I dress down every day. so-
I do too.
I know.
As long as you got the dress on, that's all that matters.
Actually, if I could get by with a white
They don't-
t-shirt and a pair of jeans, I'd be.
They don't want me without, so I'm telling you.
Well, I feel like it's my responsibility to wear a shirt and tie for it. So, since I am here, I do have a request for, we'll say, a 10-minute executive session, and it would be legal advice related to the current litigation involving Maribel's. It would mainly be to update you on some new information.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm getting there.
Yep, I'm just trying to find you. Motion to enter executive session for 10 minutes to include each of the commissioners and county councilor Wade Booth second to discuss matters deemed privileged, legal advice, privilege, and the attorney-client relationship involving Maribel's update on new information. I'll move. I'll second. Moved by Knight, seconded by McCurry. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We will enter at 9:49. For 10 minutes.
9:45.
9:49.
Okay, so,
Go ahead.
my hearing did it here.
Switch off. Yeah, I finished up some signatures here. Wade can give an update on the last executive session and
Wait for the
back in. Yes, it's on.
Just a highly summarized update, as I mentioned last week or the week before, moving full speed ahead with the foreclosure process. The attorney who's representing the county in that particular arena has initiated the sheriff's sale process. I'm not sure exactly what date that will occur, but it's coming soon. Have been down to that property several times to mitigate, in an attempt to mitigate any risk to the county or to the building itself. And as I indicated last week, Barb and Gail have been down there and done a lot of work and probably saved the county quite a bit of money by bringing in specialty outfits to clean and restore. There are some issues that have to be dealt with in reference to a couple stuff in the ceiling, and that issue will hopefully be addressed soon. But outside of that, that's where we are, and I think a pretty good summary.
If there's any questions on any of those, just pull the checks out. We'll address them next week, but looks like pretty standard stuff, so.
Okay.
Gentlemen, I'm gonna vacate from my 1 o'clock meeting in person. So
Take care.
Okay.
I say.
we'll see you next Monday.
Yes, sir.
Take care, Judge.
Careful, Jed.
Yep. Better take my glasses, I won't see anything.
Won't be able to negotiate.
Yeah.
I got a yellow folder on these going.
Check.
I need to get a bill for an interpreter for $8.
That's about what,
Leftover charge?
I don't know.
we had one here last month for about in that area.
Yeah.
There were two pages, one for about 30 or 40 and another one for,
I was gonna say, I'm
Bigger
guessing
tin.
that's not the total charge.
Maybe just one sentence. Direct.
Probably has to be.
Here's that folder for all of those things.
Easy question for you.
Do they send that over blacked out, or is it done on this end?
We do it over here, it looks like.
We might wanna consider,
Making a copy of it.
yeah, to black it out,
Okay.
cause you can still
Yeah.
see
Or
their
they might have
names.
done it down, I'll find out.
But that way if somebody requests,
Yeah.
This is still open. What's,
Yeah.
okay, you got it.
Doing.
I'm looking at a different county. Could be.
the one that I brought up just a minute ago and talked to Angie about, it was a jail voucher for medication to inmates. And it had, only reason I'm bringing it up is because I brought it up, and if somebody wants to say, well, what are they redacting? What's redacted?
$500 or $600.
What's redacted is the names of the individuals and the medication that's prescribed to them. That is a violation of HIPAA. The amount, if somebody wants to make an open record request for that document, that's fine, but to who it was prescribed in their names is not that protected information. So the black marker that was written through their names, you can still see the names. And that's what I brought up to Angie so that that be addressed.
Very good.
That's what that is.
That's,
You know, we have medicine for that every month or two.
Yep.
That's something we need to look at a little bit closer every month then.
Usually I look at it and,
Well, I glanced at it, that's about all.
well, and it's medication and it's something that has to be prescribed. If it's prescribed and required for those inmates, then it has to be provided. But their names, that's with anybody. I mean, several years ago, there was a voucher that came through that the county paid, and it had an employee's name on it that got redacted. And those type of things, that's open. If somebody wants to make a request for it, like what's coming out of the jail, but their names, that's not. And it's HIPAA protected information.
I think I think she understands, so we'll make sure that that's done next time.
Yep, not a big deal, I just wanna make sure.
These all go,
Right.
yeah, these all go to this year, yeah, this year.
Sure, you bet.
Angie, we've probably had one like this before, and probably asked a question before.
This goes to this.
This is here for $3,100 automatic invoice from payroll. And it's got vendor. It does have a name at the top.
Let's look at that,
I
Dawn.
don't know what,
When I see it, I can tell you.
yeah,
Oh, it was for an HSA, for
okay,
a new hire health savings account. For a new hire.
okay.
For the sheriff's department. Yeah.
From last week.
This is the first one of these we've had, or we had some others?
Yeah, we've had others, but it depends on which insurance plan they take. So he's one that took the high deductible. So the others that have started may have taken the 1,000 or the 1,500 or
I
whatever.
don't remember one like this before, but.
It's been a while, but when they start mid-year, we have to prorate the amount they get. We don't give them the full amount, we prorate their HSA,
Okay.
because they started after July.
And this one in the green.
Yes. Okay, thanks.
Uh-huh.
That it?
Yes, sir. You didn't have anything for roundtable, Steve?
No, sir, I don't, Tom.
Don?
Fine, Tom.
Sir.
Mine was covered with new bills. I'm waiting for Angie to get back.
How are you doing? Good.
Any other exciting football news? You got some roundtable?
I have nothing today. Imagine that. Surprise.
Today is just
Are we setting a record today, or?
I think
I
so.
think we are.
Since I've been on here, I believe we're right at it.
This may be the shortest one.
Been the shortest one for quite a while.
Oh, well, I guess I can give you one thing.
Okay.
So advanced voting will start Wednesday. Everything's been tested. Last week finished up testing, and we've got everything,
Ready to go.
yeah, cleared and tested and qualified and new sticks and ready to go. And so we'll start advanced voting. We'll have it in here on off meeting days like we have in the past. And then that will continue on until November 4th at noon when it stops. And then election day is November 5th, so.
Okay.
So that will be, so we will be a polling place in a couple days, so keep that in mind. So, I guess I could add.
Fine, thank you. Going once. Twice. Nobody has anything, we'll adjourn at 10:16.